Hey viewers, I'm back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So on this one, we're just going to finish off the tray on my 6-wheel drive Land Cruiser. So straight back into this. I've welded all this. I've seen welded everything off camera between the last video and now. So it's all looking pretty good. I'm going to drill this hole and this hole, which is an on plate, so that sits in like that. I do need to sand a wee bit more of this stuff, but I kind of stopped because I started running out of flappy wheels and sandpaper. So I'm going to drill these holes first while this is sort of one piece, so I can do it on the drill piece, make it much easier. And then I'm going to attach the sides and square them all up and make sure that they're all the right angle. I'm also hoping that the 6-inch pipe that I've brought for the tail lights arrives, and we can do that too. So what I've done now is I've welded all through here, same on that side. So I can sand this up smooth now, and the back is sweet, and then that can get put on the rest and kind of piece it together. These little squares, that's just because I stuck a couple of these, which is what my tail lights lay out, and sort of just seeing spacing in what it looks like on there. So that's just why they're there. Obviously I'm going to pull them off. The tube for these has still not turned up. I ordered 6-inch tube. It was meant to be here yesterday, but it still hasn't turned up. So I'm hoping it doesn't get held up and gets pushed through to after Christmas. So fingers crossed it comes tomorrow. Alright, so all this is sanded up now, or ground up with the grinder. All this is all smooth. All this is smooth. So the outside of this tray is 100mm by 50mm. And then around here, I also want to keep it 50mm, but of course I don't want 100mm at the top here, so I just want this rounded and then 50mm on the top. So what I did was cut it like so, and then this touches like that, and then this will fold. So then this is on the top there, same radius as the rest of it, and then I cut the bottom and here, so I just cut like a channel out of it, and I'm going to do the same on the sides here, which will be a little bit trickier just because it narrows and changes angle, but yeah. So I've marked this out here, here, goes all the way down here, and then goes on an angle like this. So I'm hoping my calculations and measurements are correct, and then it can fit in here and sort of box all the way around here and fit in real nicely. So this here is what I showed you before, so it's cut out, and so it all lines up how it should, and my cuts were all in the right place, so I'm pretty happy with that. Right guys, so that turned out all good. So the angle's perfect here and here and down here, and then it sort of flows real nice. So I can weld up majority of this, but I'm not going to just yet because the tail lights are going through here, and then the last tail light I'm going to sort of make come through here because it's going to recess back, so it'll sort of flow and the shapes will look good. So I've just got to sort of angle these in to match up with this, both sides, and then it can kind of sit in there. Alright guys, I should probably update you. So basically what I've done is I've got the back panel on, I've got all the top made, which I think I showed you guys in the last clip. I've got a brace here and 2 braces here, just to sort of hold that back area where it's meant to be, and some strength because these are going to run all the way through eventually. And then there's going to be a bar in the middle here too, about there, and then I'm going to move that one across. This is sort of practice deck. I've never actually built a deck before, that's why I want to build this one and why I've said no to customers in the past. And it's been a bit of trial and error with just positioning and style, and just I want everything perfect. Plus this deck is actually a deck that I made like last year or so it's completely changed over what I had. That's why it's got like ground up spots here and here, but just all that stuff. So basically what I did is I put this in, and then I'm gonna fully weld this and fully weld this. I just welded this ratchet on because what I'm doing is this piece here is actually tilted in slightly just from welding it. It's sort of pulled back, if that makes sense, like that. I don't know if you can see it, but so I want to pull it back that way and just square it up, and then once it is pulled back, I'm probably going to build a brace thing in here, like a piece of plate that's angled the same as this and just sits in there like a reinforcing bracket. So yeah, I'm just going to fully weld these areas so they're strong, and then I can pull that back and nothing's going to move, and I'll get back to you guys. So I got it back on the car. I actually lifted it only myself. It's not heavy-ish, what is heavy-ish, but it's mainly just because it's high, it makes it awkward. But basically, what I'm going to do here is I've already started a wee bit, and I'm just going to weld all this around here. All around here. Can't remember if I filmed it actually, but I put these braces in here just so that when I weld everything, all the bottom won't move. Unfortunately, these tubes that I'm going to use for the tail lights aren't going to be here till after Christmas because I got the courier driver to sort of track it, and unfortunately they're not going to be here, so you're not going to see them in this video. But we'll see how I go for time. I might try and start the headboard. Anyway guys, I'm going to weld and I'll get back to you. So I took it off and flipped it upside down. It's just going to make it far easier to weld. Then I'm not welding overhead. Because if you've got the option to, the best way to weld is directly flat. Right guys, so I have welded all the way along and it's looking pretty good. I'm just going to grind it up now, and this rear bit will basically be done. And then I'll just have to wait for the tubes, the tail lights, and just hope that they might come earlier than they reckon they will. It's a 2-day courier, but it's been like probably like 8 days now, and then I can start on the headboard. So the part I just welded is what I like to call the spoiler, and you can probably see why. Of course this is upside down. So right now I'm just sort of mocking things up. So this piece of stainless here is obviously too long, it's only going to be about that, but this thing is getting stacks for anyone that didn't know. And basically right now, so I've made this wee cardboard piece, which looks a bit funny, but that's going to go like, quite difficult to do one hand. Okay, so I taped them so it all sits up, so I can kind of show you guys and sort of see for myself. So at the moment I'm sort of just deciding if to make this go into a triangle and then around the top, or if to just make it even all the way around and just you see the inside of the stack. This part here, which I've cut around here, so basically I'm just going to notch this top part out of the box section and then the backing on the box section, and then keep this nice radius and just weld it to the inside of that so that this line doesn't look any different all the way through. And then this hole here is because this is going to be the fuel flap, which is this thing here. So this is diesel. I've also got one that says water, so it's going to be identical on the other side. So that will go in there, and that's how it sort of looks from the front. So basically the idea was, the snorkel's not sitting quite right because it's not square with the body, but basically I wanted the snorkel and the stacks to be sort of the same across the roof, if that makes sense. They're both 4-inch and they're both stainless steel, so I think it's going to be quite cool. And I was thinking about doing roof racks, but personally I've never liked roof racks, which is why I've never had roof racks. So I'm not going to do roof racks, and then when I do make a bigger canopy for it than the first canopy I build, I'm probably just going to do a cantilever across the roof, basically to the sunroof, and just for my light bars, I'm going to build a mount, which is sort of what I did ages ago for my old one when it was a wagon. And I'm going to keep these because I actually quite like these. Put the window down, no water inside it. So I'm going to make this sort of level with the bottom notch of that, and then this here is going to be level with the gutters, and then it will angle in. But you guys will see that when I get to it. But let me know what you guys think. Like, are stacks try hard and overkill? Should I just done exhaust out the back, or are they cool? Let me know in the comments. Call it a night. So you guys are going to have to tune in next week to see this finished. Our pipes should arrive. They will arrive. So we can finish off the tail lights. I just put the numplate back in, literally just put some wire around it, but it will be bolted in properly. But it's all looking good. These angles are in line with the plate. These angles are in line with the angle of that. And then these angles are the same as these angles and these angles. I'm quite liking the angles on it. It's going to look real good painted. Same with the front bar, because we'd get a bit of reflection from it. This all looks right from the back. The tray is narrower than the wheels. So of course we're doing guards on this thing. I want your guys' opinion. So either flat sheet steel guards like this, or do I do some tube bars with a piece of steel between them to fill it in, and then sort of do exactly the same thing on the front with these scrub bars without the steel, so it matches. So it's going to have sort of bar around here, it's going to go like down here, it's going to go down like that, and then another bend, and then probably to there. And then this one will do the same, so it will sort of come up there, it'll have a bend up to there and like this, and then tie into some rock sliders. Or do I just do rock sliders and front bars and then just a normal tray at the back? So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I do read all the comments. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or not, but this tray is going to come down heaps. Basically, I'm hoping with a bit more weight on it, the springs might settle, but I'm not sure if they're going to, so I may just sort of swap the springs out for slightly lower ones, basically. This is 6-inch lift, I might go for like a 5 or even possibly a 4. These springs are heavy load, I don't know what we call them, heavy duty. Springs in the back of this, and I've now got 4 with like no weight. Because when it was a wagon, it sat quite high in the rear when I just had obviously one axle. And then when I put two 37-inch or 38.5-inch spears on the back of it, it dropped down and it sat pretty level and pretty nice. So I'm going to decide what to do with this when it's finished. But basically, when I built the wide body, I built it all the same. And this distance here from the tyre to the top of the guard will actually be slightly bigger. Yeah, it'll be roughly the same because the back will be tapered. The back will be slightly higher than the front overall suspension, but the suspension gap here, this is 100 mil here, and this here is in line all the way through to here, and this is also 100 mil, and then this is going to have a flare or tube. I asked you guys what you think, so leave in the comments what you think. With the 40-inch tyres, we're looking at 240 there. Guard clearance gap. These tyres do tuck into the guards though, so that's not all it's got. It's got plenty of down travel. We're at the back, we're looking at like 410. So that's a massive difference. So basically, if this thing sits majority level, my deck's going to be around there somewhere, which is going to look a lot better and a lot more proportionate. Also, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", I think, 193 centimeters, whatever that is. And we're here. We're up to shoulder height, which is crazy. And that's at the very back. We're at the front, where we've got the height that it should be, just down here. So there's a big difference. So that's just why, it kind of looks so crazy at the moment. So keep that in mind with my videos. And also, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the reason these mounts are not very nice and very temporary is because Well, like you've already seen, I've started building this part here. So of course, this bar is gonna end up like in here, and then it's gonna have another divider, and then it's gonna have another divider, and this is gonna be like a ladder frame sort of in here. So that is why it's the way it is. I've basically just done it so that I can just sit it up here and see what it looks like and sort of get it within proportion and put some spaces and stuff like that. Because I knew that I was going to change some things. Like I've already changed things. Basically, this step here is also way bigger now because I changed my plans from going 3mm sheet steel on top of here, which was going to be a diamond plate. Since changed my mind on that, and I'm doing wood, basically like a yacht. I haven't really decided what woods to use yet. I know that people, when they do decking in their houses, they use Quila, but when I was looking up decking for yachts, they use a lot of different decking. So I don't know yet. Leave in the comments what you guys think's best for decking in the back here, or whatever you want to call it, the wood. Because I want this to look nice, I'm going to do I think it's called caulking, the black caulking between each slat, and then it's probably going to have a slat that goes round and all the way around the border, and then the slats running long ways in the center. So any builders out there, or especially yacht builders, give me input. I just want to let you guys know that I now have a Patreon. So I've made a Patreon. It's in the link of my YouTube channel, same name as my YouTube channel, DC Customs Fabrication. Basically on my Patreon, I'm just going to take clips and videos and photos as I go, my thought process, get some input from you guys. Basically what I do on my YouTube channel, but live. So if you signed up to that, you'll be first to see anything going on before any other social media. So YouTube sees it first, and then I post it on my other ones, but Patreon will see everything as it happens. And there's going to be different levels of that, so go check it out, and I'd appreciate it if you were to sign up. But anyway, moving on from that, so basically in the next video we're going to be finishing the tray. The tubes will turn up because it'll be after Christmas, to do the tail lights and finish the headboard. I may miss a week because it's obviously Christmas and New Year, but we'll see how we go. On that note, I hope all you guys have an awesome Christmas and New Year and get up to some fun stuff. The best Christmas present from you guys will be hit that subscribe button right now, because more than half of you guys, I think it's 70% of my viewers, aren't subscribed, so that would be really good. Thank you. If you want to leave a like and a comment, that'd be much appreciated too. See you in the next one.